you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this very special occasion. My name is Stella Truby. I'll be leading the ceremony this afternoon. My colleague Chris Brooks is sitting quietly alongside me. She's recording events in the register as the ceremony unfolds. She's also going to prepare the marriage certificate, and she'll present you with that at the end of the ceremony. So we're now going to start our ceremony with a reading by Bobby.
You've known each other from the first glance, from the acquaintance to this point of committance. At some point, you decided to marry. And from that moment of yes to this moment of yes, indeed you have been making promises and agreements in an informal way. All those conversations that were held riding in the car or over a meal or during a long walk, all those sentences that begin with when we're married and continue with I will, you will, we will. Those late night talks that included someday, somehow, maybe. And all those promises that were unspoken matters of the heart. All these common things and more are the real process of the wedding. The symbolic vows that you are about to make are a very way of saying to one another, you know, all those things we promised and hoped and dreamed, well, I meant it all, everywhere. Look at one another and remember this moment in time. Before the moment you have been many things to one another, acquaintance, friend, companion, lover, dancing partner, and even teacher. Thought you have learned much from one another in these last few years. Now you shall say a few words that will take you across the threshold of life, and things will never quite be the same between you. For after these vows, you shall face the world. This is my husband, this is my wife.
Thank you very much, Bobby. Paul and Vicky have asked everyone here today to celebrate their marriage and share their happiness. You have been invited to witness their promise of a lifetime's commitment to each other. This is not an easy commitment, but you who have watched their friendship grow into love will know how strongly it is based on firm foundations of trust and honesty, care for each other and good humour. So you will be confident that their relationship will withstand the inevitable tests of life and go from strength to strength. You will take pleasure in watching them growing and developing together, and in time establishing their own family, thus increasing their happiness still further. Today is a wonderful start, surrounded by loving families and friends, sharing in this happy occasion, all wanting the very best for them. This room in which we are now assembled has been duly sanctioned according to the law for the celebration of marriages. You are here to witness the joining together in matrimony of Paul Mark Bates to Vicky Louisa Elliott. If any person present knows of any lawful impediment to this marriage, it should now be declared. And that's lucky, isn't it? We can continue with the ceremony now. So, if I could invite you to stand, please. And if I could invite John to come forward. And Zach, I believe you have got a very special pillow to bring forward as well. Thank you very much. I think we should put you around. At a family celebration, it's important to remember and acknowledge the close ties and relationships within the family and how these strengthen all of us as we grow and develop. It is important to remember the ties that are forged between a loving father and daughter. And with these thoughts in mind, I now ask John, do you give Vicky into the care and security of Paul for the rest of her life. Two easy questions now. Are you Paul Mark Bates? And are you Vicky Louisa Elliott? Before you are joined together in matrimony, I have to remind you of the solemn and binding character of the vows you are about to make to each other. Marriage, according to the law of this country, is the union of one man to one woman, voluntarily entered into for life to the exclusion of all others. I'm now going to ask each of you in turn to declare that you know of no lawful reason why you should not be married to each other. So you, Paul, can you read these words out to me, please? I declare that I know of no legal reason why I, Paul Mark Bates, may not be joined in marriage to Vicky Louisa Elliott. I declare that I know of no legal reason why I, Vicky Louisa Elliott, may not be joined in marriage to Paul Mark Bates. Paul and Vicky, you have gathered about you those whom you love. You have invited them here to receive their encouragement and support and to celebrate with you at this special time. I ask you now in the presence of this company, Paul, do you take Vicky to be your wife? Will you comfort her in life's sorrow and pain? Will you rejoice with her through good times? And will you remain true to her for the rest of your lives together? Vicky, will you take Paul to be your husband?
I will.
Will you comfort him in life's sorrow and pain? Will you rejoice with him through good times? And will you remain true to him for the rest of your lives
I
together?
will.
She's very keen. I'm now going to ask the bride and groom to contract this marriage before you, their witnesses, so will you all please stand? I, Paul Mark Bates, take you, Vicky Louisa Elliott, to be my wedded wife. I, Vicky Louisa Elliott, take you, Paul Mark Bates, to be my wedded husband. We've now come to the exchanging of rings, and this is the traditional way of sealing the vows that you have just made. The wedding ring is the unbroken circle symbolising unending and everlasting love, and is the outward sign of the promise you have made to each other. Vicky, I give you this ring in the presence of our family and friends, as a symbol of our marriage and as a celebration of our love for one another. Paul, I give you this ring
Paul, I give you this ring
in the presence of our family and friends,
in the presence of our family and friends
as a symbol of our marriage,
as a symbol of our marriage
and as a celebration
and as a celebration
of our love for one another.
of our love for one another.
Now, having made prescribed declarations in the presence of myself and these witnesses, I now declare you to be joined together as husband and wife. And if you so wish, Paul, you may take this first opportunity to kiss your wife, and he does. Well done. And on behalf of Chris and myself, may I give you congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. We're now very close to the end of the ceremony, and the signing of the register is about to take place. Could I just ask, please, that at this point no photographs are taken, because it's our intention, once the formalities have been completed, to set up a dummy register, a pen with no ink so we don't spoil the bride's beautiful dress, and then you'll be able to take photographs at that point. If I could just ask, please, that you let the official photographer have the first shots.